The book of Genesis, chapter 12, verses 10 through 13. Now there was a famine in the land, and Abram went down to Egypt to live there for a while because the famine was severe. As he was about to enter Egypt, he said to his wife Sarai, "I know what a beautiful woman you are. When the Egyptians see you, they will say, 'This is his wife.' Then they will kill me but will let you live. Say you are my sister, so that I will be treated well for your sake, and my life will be spared because of you." In this passage, we see Abram facing a severe famine, a situation that forces him to make difficult decisions. He chooses to go to Egypt, a land of plenty, but he is also fearful for his life because of Sarai's beauty. Abram's decision to ask Sarai to lie about their relationship reveals his human frailty and fear. In our lives, we often face situations that force us to make tough choices. We may feel fear and uncertainty, just as Abram did. But it's important to remember that God is with us, even in our moments of doubt and fear. We must trust in His plan and have faith that He will guide us through our challenges. The book of Genesis, chapter 12, verses 14 through 16. When Abram came to Egypt, the Egyptians saw that Sarai was a very beautiful woman. And when Pharaoh's officials saw her, they praised her to Pharaoh, and she was taken into his palace. He treated Abram well for her sake, and Abram acquired sheep and cattle, male and female donkeys, male and female servants, and camels. Here, we see the consequences of Abram's decision. Sarai is taken into Pharaoh's palace, and Abram is treated well because of her. While Abram gains material wealth, the cost is significant. His wife is taken from him. This part of the story highlights the complexity of human decisions and the unforeseen consequences that can arise. In our own lives, we may sometimes make decisions that seem beneficial in the short term, but have long-term consequences we didn't anticipate. It's crucial to seek God's wisdom and guidance in our decision-making processes, trusting that His ways are higher than our ways. The book of Genesis, chapter 12, verses 17 through 18. But the Lord inflicted serious diseases on Pharaoh and his household because of Abram's wife Sarai. So Pharaoh summoned Abram. "What have you done to me?" he said. "Why didn't you tell me she was your wife?" God intervenes in the situation by inflicting diseases on Pharaoh and his household. This divine intervention reveals God's protection over Abram and Sarai, despite Abram's initial lack of faith. Pharaoh, realizing the truth, confronts Abram and questions his actions. This passage reminds us that God is always watching over us, even when we make mistakes. His grace and mercy are ever present, and He can turn our missteps into opportunities for growth and learning. We must remain open to His correction and guidance, trusting that He has our best interests at heart. The book of Genesis, chapter 12, verses 19 through 20. Why did you say, "She is my sister," so that I took her to be my wife? Now then, here is your wife. Take her and go. Then Pharaoh gave orders about Abram to his men, and they sent him on his way, with his wife and everything he had. Pharaoh, after confronting Abram, returns Sarai to him and orders them to leave Egypt. Despite the deception, Abram and Sarai leave Egypt with their lives and newfound wealth. This resolution shows God's faithfulness in delivering them from a potentially disastrous situation. In our lives, we may find ourselves in difficult situations due to our own actions or the actions of others. However, God's faithfulness remains steadfast. He can deliver us from our troubles and provide us with blessings, even when we don't deserve them. We must hold on to our faith and trust in His divine plan. In conclusion, the story of Abram and Sarai in Egypt teaches us about faith, fear, and God's unwavering protection. Despite Abram's fear and the resulting deception, God remained faithful and protected them. This story encourages us to trust in God's plan even when we face uncertainty and fear. We must seek His guidance in our decisions and trust that He will lead us through our challenges. Let us hold on to the promise that God is always with us, guiding us, protecting us, and providing for us. May we find strength in our faith and courage in His unwavering love. Amen.